Hello. We were asked to say a few words about stewardship. My thoughts on stewardship are influenced by two factors in particular. One is a long-term perspective on Grace Church. This All Saints' Day will mark the 39th anniversary of when Ann and I started attending Grace. We first came here on November 1st, 1982. Even then, parts of Grace Church that are important to us now were important then. Things like the rich worship tradition, the terrific music program, the extensive activities for the youth to bring them up. But there were other parts that are also key to Grace Church that were still in the future. La Gracia was still in the future. The food pantry on its current scale was still in the future. The realities of the 1980s and 1990s have changed to the realities of the 21st century. And I think that we would all agree that the realities of 2020 are very different from the realities of 2019. And so what I see in Grace is this ability to evolve in response to the times and to meet the times. That's one point. The other point that very much influences my thinking was the 2 years I spent as treasurer. You know, like a lot of us, I had a notion of how much Grace does, but until I was in that treasurer position, I really didn't fully appreciate how many moving parts there are, the different ways they interact, the moving parts we see and the moving parts that are behind the scene. But all of that goes into keeping Grace Church what it is. I also got a very vivid appreciation that Grace is a generous community that gives unstintingly of its time, of its treasure, and of its talent. And that we had that sense in the 80s, and we have that sense to this day.
I'm just in awe of how well this church has managed in this very disruptive time with continuity. We've had continuity of worship. The Altar Guild has been amazing, setting up for different services in very different conditions and on very different days. But there's all kinds of things I hadn't even realized where they managed to continue. The Sunday school has continued. There's godly play. There's children's chapel. There is the music program, despite all of the restrictions, has managed to keep going. The bell ringers and some singers now. And pastoral care is more needed than ever and has continued strong. And the prayer ministry, all the hidden ministry that goes on here. This is an incredible place, and it is meeting increasing needs. And I am proud to be part of this, and I know you want to be part of it too.
You know, we can't speak to the whole 165-year history of this church. But I think I can say that in the 39 years that we've been here, there hasn't been a moment quite like this one. But in every past occasion, Grace has stepped up to the plate, and I encourage you to think prayerfully, and we can do the same again. Thank you.
Thank you.